Hi guys, this is Klazart bringing another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on Game 4 of the Shinhan Bank Winners League matchup, and this is between SKT1 and Samsung Khan. The score stands 2-1 to Khan. Hades has just pulled off a surprise upset win against none other than Best, a champion player for SKT1, and a game that they would have assumed would have been an auto-win, albeit Best, Zerg versus Protoss versus Zerg isn't considered to be his best matchup, but you still expected him to triumph comfortably. And if Hades can overcome Bisu here, because SKT1 have been forced to send out their ace now, having had their champion defeated, they've been forced to send out Bisu, who's probably the most informed player in the team right now, although he's probably still reeling a little bit from that loss against Savior. And it also has to be considered that Bisu is still due to play Stork, and he's got a big game coming up in the OSL against Stork, so he's probably going to be trying to practice for that to go up against Stork, and will probably be honing his game for that. But nevertheless, it is Zerg versus Protoss versus Zerg rather, for Bisu, a game that he is more than not just competent, but nearly godlike in, and has a great record despite his recent loss to Savior. I'm sure he'll be egging to get on and dominate this game and put Hades back where Bisu probably considers he belongs. So Hades looks like he started. This map is Talcross. Hades at the 530 position. It looks like he's scouting in the correct direction, not scouting in the middle of the map as we saw Savior do in the previous game. That was completely, as we saw Savior do against Lita, which was completely prescient of him. Obviously, no issues with expecting Bisu to try and put a pylon down in the middle of the map in this game. And it looks like he's gone for a 7 pool. So, and he's going to be scouted out by Bisu. This is going to be disastrous for Hades because he's gone for what looks like a 7 pool. He's gone for a rush. And Bisu has scouted this out, so Bisu is going to be well prepared. It just shows how effective Bisu's early scouting really is, and just how damaging it can be. He might have been caught off guard, and maybe Hades felt that a player of Bisu's caliber, he needed to catch him off guard. But as it is, he's going to be in trouble against him, and Bisu, putting the forge down, knows exactly what's coming his way, and feels that he's going to be able to defend this comfortably. So Hades in a spot of trouble here against Bisu, and I was just about to say that should Hades be able to, okay, he's managed to pull out the defeat against Best, and I think Best probably has no small blame to take in losing that game, considering that he did decide to go for that gateway first, and then was quite ineffective with his harass and allowed himself to get cornered into that corner of his base. But nevertheless, it was a surprise win for Hades. But if he should be able to beat Bisu, somehow overcome the Protoss juggernaut, the Protoss versus Zerg juggernaut, it will be a completely different game altogether. He will just completely elevate his reputation and put his name on the map should he be able to pull out an upset win against Bisu. And this is a good time because Bisu isn't in the best of confidence right now. He probably hasn't practiced too much for this map, and he probably wasn't expecting to have to come out after Best had been sent out so early. But they've been forced to throw Bisu into this. And this map is Talcross, which is a fairly balanced map, Zerg versus Protoss. So Hades has a lot going for him, but Bisu's got his defenses up and running, and that early spawning pool for Hades is not going to do him any good. He's now looks like he's taking his natural expo as well. But that early spawning pool for Hades, and Bisu's still with a probe scouting around in Hades' base, and that's going to be even more annoying for Hades. But Hades is it's gonna be interesting. It looks like Hades might have actually tried to put a third hatchery down as well, which is an interesting choice after putting that early spawning pool down. And I think Hades might have actually gone to take the expansion at the 7 o'clock position as well. But Bisu, I'm sure, is more than comfortable in his choice of strategy and stats. There have been rumors circulating recently from the other Pro League teams that Bisu has not paid his taxes, or has underpaid some of his taxes, and therefore should withdraw his nomination and should not be played by his team. And indeed, the third hatchery going down for Hades at the 7 o'clock position. But Bisu's response when hearing these allegations was, and I quote him, "Taxes are for Terrans." So that was Bisu's response to that, taxes are for Terrans. He didn't really deny it, he didn't really accept it, all he had to say was taxes are for Terrans. So Bisu's at it, and it'll be interesting how his mindset is going to be in this game, whether he's going to be relaxed, whether he's going to be a little bit tense considering he's got a matchup coming up against Stork, which I'm sure he's probably feeling quite confident for. But Terran versus Zerg, sorry, Protoss versus Zerg, which is really a matchup that he's excelled in over the years and really been the trailblazer when it comes to destroying Zerg players, has been a matchup that has been his forte, and he really wouldn't have expected to lose to Savior in the manner that he did. Looks like Hades has finally managed to clear out Bisu's scouting probe, and he hasn't. That scouting probe has just gone and found Hades' third hatchery. So Hades has got to be a little bit, it's going to be exposed a little bit here, and he's spread himself a little bit thin. And I'm not sure if he's going to be in a strong position to defend against this, against Bisu when he does come out with his tech attack. But so far, Bisu is not nowhere near giving up for a tech attack right now. Hades getting his lair up. So looks like we're posturing for a longish game here. This game is definitely going to extend into the middle game at least. Hades just chasing Bisu's probe around the map. Bisu, meanwhile, getting that Stargate up. He's got his 2 bases up and running without any harass from the Zerg player. Despite the Zerg player going for an early pool, Bisu was able to comfortably, and because Bisu was able to get that scout off and happened to scout in the right direction, he knew exactly when to put that forge down, and Hades didn't even bother sending the Zerglings over. Hades still with the Overlord in Bisu's base. Meanwhile, Bisu's got a Dragoon out, and looks like he's going to take out one of Hades' Overlords, and that's not going to be something that Hades is looking forward to. Hades sending the Zergling out against the Dragoon, and Bisu chasing the lone Zergling away, while the second Zergling chases Bisu's probe around the middle of the map. Meanwhile, Hades has got a Spire up, and you've got to feel that Hades' Mutalisk and Scourge play is going to be absolutely critical here. Bisu with a Citadel of Adon going down. Are we going to see DTs from Bisu? We're going to see Sarah DTs. Is this the famed Bisu build that seems to be talked about more often than not? Bisu is so deadly with those Dark Templars. We've seen him. That was what really helped him take his first MSL title, surprising Savior in a season where Savior looked like he was going to be crowned both MSL and OSL champion. Bisu coming up with a surprising victory, and that was when he really established himself as an S-class player. Corsair finishing off another Overlord, so Bisu's got 2 Overlord kills already, and the Corsair's going to go in and scout now. And I'm not sure if Hades has any idea that Bisu's put that Citadel of Adon down, even though he had that Overlord over Bisu's National Expo. I don't think that Overlord had the scouting information, so I'm not sure if he's going to be anticipating this, and he's going to lose a 3rd Overlord now, and that's going to leave him decidedly vulnerable to the DTs. Bisu now pushing out with the Zealots and the Dragoons, just pushing those Zerglings out, just making sure that his opponent doesn't get any whiff. And this couldn't be worse. 4th hatchery going down for Hades. This is actually horrible for Hades. He thinks he's doing well. He thinks he's macroing up. He thinks he's caught Bisu locked down in his base, and Bisu isn't moving around too much. He thinks he's going to get the Mutalisk out and put some pressure on Bisu and